Hello there.
Hello there. Kyle Katan here.
I'm the Bendu.
Coming back for another weekly podcast. We missed you guys last week. We were a little busy.
We were exhausted.
Yeah.
That's not lie. We were absolutely exhausted from travel. I was driving, Katarn was flying. There was all sorts of shit. But yes, welcome back to the first podcast since Celebration. Yes. Hello there. Actually, coincidentally, we were both wearing our Celebration Anaheim shirts as well. Yeah.
I got Vader, you got Ahsoka. Oh, man. That's like a showdown of its own.
So, yes. So, thank you again to all the amazing people that we got the opportunity to meet over the weekend. It was fantastic. So much.
Yeah, we got to meet so many people. It was great.
Also. Yes.
Yeah, I saw this comment while we were getting started. Ninja Ghost Dragon, you got to see Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum. That is absolutely badass. I can't even tell you how jealous we both are.
Did you get scratched? Did you get pushed?
Something just scratched me?
Did you feel anything paranormal while you were there?
Tell us if you got any compelling ghost evidence. Answers. Hello there. Welcome. This is an auspicious day indeed. Familiar with Gundam? Yeah, we're familiar with Gundam. I remember in the 90s, it became like a huge thing in New Zealand to like paint and build like the really detailed Gundam
models. And toys were pretty fucking legit. Yeah,
like, I remember when that exploded and like everyone that was cool had a Gundam that was like huge that they were working on. Yeah, I was never good enough with my hands to like, it was always a waste. Connie, it was super nice to meet you, and thank you so much for all of your helpful advice of like getting around downtown Disney and everything. Yeah. Had a really good time. We got to have drinks with Connie and a bunch of other people from the Discord at the Hilton after Celebration. That was a lot of fun. That was really, really cool.
Blessings, Joe Morono from Mexico. Thank you for the
hola
tuning in. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool. Getting people watching from far away. Yeah, no, Celebration was amazing, and I think I'm still mentally processing it now, like a week later, you know? So much happened, and there's so many things to like, your mind can't like contain all the memories. You start pushing them out when they get formed.
Yeah, it definitely comes and goes in like either waves or just certain slideshows, like remembering random shit we saw about Tales of the Jedi, and then also like the celebrity meet and greets, and then also the YouTube get together, and then like seeing a lot of the cosplays and those fucking droids and just everything. Life-size TIE fighter built and shown by the 501st. Like, fuck me.
Oh my god, the TIE fighter was incredible. The TIE fighter was one of the first things that I walked in and saw, and then I was like, okay, this is real. This is happening. Because like I've been to conventions before with like huge crowds of people in like nerdy stuff. I'm like, okay, this is familiar to me. But like going in there and having like life-size props and just like massively specific, obscure, like the Wilro Hood run, for example, like a bunch of people dressed as the most obscure background character, like, and there's 100 of them running down the middle of the convention floor. That's something you don't see at like WonderCon or MegaCon or any of the other ones, you know?
Yeah, there was at least
a unique thing.
Yeah, or there was at least 10 people cosplaying the hot pink shorts boom mic hold guy.
Oh my god.
There's at least 10 people shirtless with hot pink pants holding boom mics. And like in any other situation, you'd be like, who the fuck are these people? But only at a Star Wars convention could you be like, I fucking know that guy.
There were so many that there were like variations. I didn't get a picture with him, but there was a hot pink shorts guy with the Mando helmet, and then he had the Baby Yoda with him with the boom, like Mando boom guy. It was great.
Yeah, there was so much.
Oh, Colin, you saw him on the con floor. That's dope. I heard that him, Jon Favreau, and a bunch of others went to Galaxy's Edge on Friday night as well. I saw like a couple people on my social media were lucky enough to get pictures with him.
Ayla Secura actress and Palpatine definitely went together. I don't remember.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that they're patching up those differences.
Right?
She got over the fact that he had her killed.
Yeah. At some point,
really wanted to do it. Really wanted to do it. Didn't get into the Mando experience.
Yeah, we didn't. We got to see
it was hard, man. It was like the standby line was hours long, and in order to get reservations, like I tried every single morning at 8:30 a.m. when the reservations went live on the app. I went in there and tried to get them in, and it never even gave me a chance to reserve stuff. It always just like closed the line and was like, "We are full for the day." So that was, if I was like not so excited about everything else going on, that probably would have irritated me. But I was in such a good mood from everything else, so like it didn't really matter.
This is
but
true.
We didn't get into Mando Plus, not for lack of trying.
The only difficult decision we ever had to make was what we wanted to eat. Like what food truck do we need to hit up today?
Honestly, yeah. Dude, we spent way more time at the food trucks, like in like consternation, like, God, what do we do? Than we ever did trying to figure out what panel to hit.
What do I want to eat? Oh man, these mini donuts, these fucking Oreo mini donuts are so fucking good.
And inside the con, we were just leaves on the wind, But then once we were at the food trucks, we were like, okay, we need to make smart choices here. Yeah. We need to really think about this, man.
Like we don't want to make it multiple bathroom breaks like shit balls. I think the Qui-Gon Jinn ghost will be something that's seen like last episode.
Completely agree. I want to see Qui-Gon. I think what's going to happen is, and I said this before, the reason why he's failing to reach him right now is because he hasn't quieted his mind and he's not at peace with himself. Like part of the first step of any Jedi teaching we've ever seen starts with like clear your mind. And Obi-Wan's mind is screaming at him right now. All of this like recent trauma has just been unearthed again. Like he's in like a really weakened state, not just physically, but also like emotionally and mentally. And so that's why he can't reach out to Qui-Gon, because he's not at peace with himself. And I think that somehow he's going to find that peace through his like next confrontation with Vader. Because of course there's going to be one more confrontation with Vader. And I don't know how the outcome is going to end up that way, but he's going to find like the serenity inside himself to actually be able to reach to Qui-Gon in the last episode. I think that's where we're going to end it with, is with maybe it's just his voice too. Because did he manifest? Yes, he did in the Clone Wars. He manifested Qui-Gon. He manifested to Yoda. That's the only time. So we might actually get straight up Liam Neeson.
So about that though, so I think Qui-Gon might have shown up twice, because when he showed up for Yoda, he only took. It was literally the living force using Qui-Gon's image because it was the most familiar to Yoda at that time.
Yes.
So that wasn't necessarily Qui-Gon's force ghost.
Well, the living force is that's what you're seeing every time you see a force ghost. The whole point is that when you die, you go back into the living force, and it's training that allows you to retain your consciousness while you're part of this big swirling nebula of the unifying force that controls the galaxy. And so you can sort of like pop out of it and form and take your familiar form. But really, you're just a big swirling ball of force energy at this point. You are part of the cosmic force.
Yeah,
that's why Anakin was able to give himself a facelift when he died, and he doesn't look like Sebastian Shaw in canon. That's the reason.
Well, I don't know. So then, why is Obi-Wan's ghost able to like give Luke so much specific detail to him on Dagobah about like, yeah, they're like, this is what happens.
And this has never been confirmed and this has never been proven, but my theory is that when a Jedi becomes part of the living force, they then share the consciousness of every other Jedi who's died. So a force ghost knows everything that every other force ghost has ever known.
Like the Avatar state.
But instead of just being like, oh, bro, I got all the answers, here you go, they're coy as fuck about it. Because that's just what ghosts do. Like, they got to speak in damn riddles.
From a certain point of view.
That's my theory. That's my theory, is that the Jedi Force ghosts retain at least the wisdom, if not the straight up experiences and memories of the Jedi that came before them. That's why every Jedi lives in Rey and every Sith lives in Palpatine. The same is doubly true of all the Jedi that have died. They all share this huge, like, collective experience of being part of the living force. And in that, they're able to
that's fair. And Luke
become extra wise.
Doesn't really know enough about the living force to do
right. So when Obi-Wan is showing up, when Obi-Wan's showing up on Dagobah to be like, oh no, you must stay here. There's another one. There's like, he's not just like showing up. He's carving himself out of this thing that he's part of.
Yeah.
And retaining his consciousness for this conversation, and then sort of like melting back, like Homer Simpson going into the hedge. Like that's what I imagine for Force Ghost returning to the living force after they're
That's
done
fair.
like manifesting.
That's fair. Yeah.
But so the most long-winded fucking possible way of saying, I don't think we'll see Qui-Gon tonight. I think we'll see him in like the final episode. That's where I'd put my money.
Agreed.
Hello there. The man 7867, Jedi Knight Logan Timon from Kashyyyk, wishing you warm greetings. Well, hello there to you too. What's the local greeting on Kashyyyk? I think it's
reading through some of these comments here.
Sorry if I mispronounced that and it was highly offensive. You never know.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Always being coy.
Take better pictures.
Little jerks. They could give us all the answers, but they won't.
At some point, I'll take better pictures or get digital copies of.
Oh yes, please.
Meetings with.
I do have like my janky ass phone pictures of our prints, and I included them in the little video thing that I was going to show because I've got some of the footage that I took from Celebration, so I can play it for you guys, so you can see a little. And it's not everything. And half of the experience is on Bendu's phone. This is just the stuff that came from mine. But that's
I posted a lot of my shit on my Instagram. So if you follow me as the Sage Hope, you'll see a lot of at least a lot of the cosplay pictures that I took while we were there. And then
you've been putting a lot of photo dumps on there. I've kind of been sitting on mine.
I'll be posting some highlight photos because we were able to meet Ray Connects, the main actress who played Ayla Sakura in the Sakura fan film that we viewed and did a reaction of. And then we also met the two main actors in the Scorekeeper
Creative Force Films. Yeah, Scorekeeper and then No Disintegrations, which is their new one.
Which we watched last night and did.
Yeah, we just reacted to it and it's coming out on Monday. That's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah.
Man, those guys are dope.
Dude, the detail that they put into the boss.
Thank you, dude. Show it up. Show it up. We got the Twilight of the Apprentice going on right now with our shirts here.
Right. Where does it say it? Yeah, Celebration Anaheim.
Yeah, right. Celebration exclusives. Dude. I'm glad that I stocked up on these. I got like 4 different designs.
We really wanted to go next year, but then they announced that next year it's going to be held in London, and it's not even 12 months.
In London,
9 months from now. Like it's supposed to be in fucking September or some shit. And so
April
in London. April. So it's like, no, that's not going to happen. So 2024.
Yeah, dude. Also, it was great to meet you, man. We got to meet Ronan, hang out with Ronan at the con as well. That was awesome.
And Nerd Chronic, we were able to meet in the flesh, which was
so amazing. Sweet. That was so awesome. Yeah, Nerd Chronic is our channel editor. He's the reason that all of our reactions to big stuff are able to sneak past the Disney blockade. And he lives not far from the con, so he was able to come on down, and we were able to hang out. He really is like the third member of this channel. Like the stuff that he does is so important.
Unsung hero.
Hey, absolutely. Well, hopefully he's not unsung. We try to sing as much as we can.
We shout him out each time.
He deserves all the shout outs and more. Yeah. So we were really happy to finally get to meet him. It's like the little family became complete, you know? That was awesome.
I forget. You haven't seen Multiverse?
We did catch the Bad Batch trailer. I reacted to it. It's on the channel. I don't think we caught Bendu's reaction to it though. You've seen it though, right?
No, we did. We did the live reaction for Jedi Fallen Order 2.
Yes, and Andor.
And Andor.
So you haven't seen the Bad Batch trailer yet?
I don't remember. We should rewatch it anyway.
Yeah, dude. Especially if you haven't seen it, man, because we're about to react to that.
I might have. I don't remember.
It's coming up
with everything that I've been watching. I don't. Because I'm also thinking.
You did. Hold on. I'm looking at our YouTube channel. You totally did.
Tales of the Jedi. Because we get to see young, sexy Jedi Knight Dooku, and like we see little baby Ahsoka potentially getting picked up by Plo Koon, you know. So it's like
we reacted to it together.
Blue Saber
6 days ago.
It's gonna be so fucking cool.
Yeah, the Tales of the Jedi is gonna be amazing, and I want to learn more about Ahsoka's mom. I love that it's Janina Gavankar, by the way, who was Iden Versio. Now she's voicing Ahsoka's mom. Yeah. Can't remember what her name was. It's Ton V. She had a T name.
Kin Kinger with Quinlan Voss and Grogu now. During Order 66, Quinlan Voss was on Kashyyyk. So that's when he was like.
That's right. He was there. So was Luminara, and so was Yoda.
And he survived by fucking crawling into a cave, half dead, and had a bounty hunter friend sort of help him out and bring his wife. But yeah, unless he like, so the Quinlan Voss helping younglings and Jedi through this like underground railroad situation.
Yeah,
I think this is post him leaving.
Which is an awesome story to tell, by the way. Like having like the path is like a fascinating story, and when you really think about it, I'm surprised that it's taken so long for us to get like an underground railroad type story. You know,
is it?
I guess they had to wait until they'd introduced enough survivors of Order 66 to make it worth it. You know,
that's true.
They couldn't have done it right off the bat, I guess. Hey, thank you. That many S's on the end of thanks. That's like Trandoshan thanks. That's true. Like boss. It's like thanks.
Oh, hot. Yeah, dude. It was great.
So yeah. So I wanted to show some footage. I wanted to show some footage from Celebration, and then we can do a deep dive into Kenobi and just like hype about it because that episode's only a couple hours away.
Episode 4 tonight.
Zanabra, hello there. Yeah, hi. Best part about Galaxy's Edge. I don't know, man. Getting to fly the Falcon was pretty cool. Doing Smuggler's Run was pretty cool.
You built a pretty sexy saber.
Yeah, I did get to build a saber. That was awesome. I got to build a droid as well, who we need to come up with a name for. I was hoping that you guys could help me name him later. Or her. I don't know. We can decide that too, honestly.
I mean, droid's it, so it's, non-binary.
I don't know. 3PO is definitely a he and not a she. And we've heard like feminine voices. That's droids and gender is a whole thing. That can be a whole podcast. But yeah, like honestly, the overall experience. And also I really recommend doing Smuggler's Run after you've had a few at Oga's. It enhances.
That's true.
It enhances the ride, the journey, if you will. Here's our celebration footage. Here's what we got.
Geico. The Quadraneros family is very litigious.
It's true.
But stick around, guys. We've got a great show planned for you today. And right after this,
Star Wars
Celebration Live presented by Geico.
I'm here with Skippy.
Yeah, dude, the BD one. There's like a puppet. He said that there were all 3D printed parts making that thing.
There's a fucking K2SO puppet that was massive.
Yes, yeah, the guy was wearing it. I don't think I got footage of that.
I'm standing in front of a giant fucking
There's the TIE Fighter.
Dude, the life-size TIE Fighter, dude. That was so amazing.
What's up, guys? Star Wars Celebration 2022. Kyle Katarn and the Bendu.
Look at these sick-ass speakers from Boss Audio. They got the Industrial Automaton logo on them. Gong speakers?
So
are you
yeah, I need
kidding
the
me?
gong speakers for my house.
Why don't
man.
I have any of these?
Big ass
man?
gongs. Oh yeah, and I broke the Falcon. Shit just came off in my hand.
Just pull it out of this hole. And all of a sudden you just fall into light speed.
I went to light speed before anyone could stop me. Jaxxon, that was amazing Jaxxon.
Dude, yeah. Seeing all the droids is...
Someone took the droid builder thing and like added the arms and legs from the gondola droid from Mandalorian, and it's just like a little Boba Fett droid. What's really awesome about this picture is that his cosplay was dope, but this guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, you're Kyle Katarn. Like, I've seen your YouTube channel." And I was about to go up to him and be like, "Dude, your costume's dope.
Your armor is
picture." But he wanted to take a picture with us, and that, I don't know, that was just really nice. It was an extremely validating moment. Like a lot of people recognize.
Dude, it was so humble. The whole celebration was humbling. Going to Disney was humbling. Like being recognized by that many people was so weird, and it was just like, wow. I'm so like blessed and happy that so many of you like our
I wasn't prepared for it. There was a lot of it, and it like, I don't know. I feel like as a YouTuber, most of us suffer from imposter syndrome at one time or another, and this did wonders to cure that, you know. So many people were like, "We enjoy your videos," and that like meant so much to us, especially to me. Like it really did. And of course, we got to meet so many gonks, and I hugged as many droids as I could.
God, that's beautiful.
This
and then
fucking
Vader
photo.
Took it to her face. He took it to her face. Yeah.
This fucking photo, man. The only reason I got that much air is because of the Jordans. I was wearing the Star Wars Jordans, and they give you a little bit, like an extra foot of jump.
It's so clean.
It's science.
Like I'm just amazed that it's not blurry in any sort of way. It's just you just purely sitting there. Just
He's using the force to help me jump. That's really what's
happening. That's true. He is kind of just like, go.
Yeah, man. I'm really hoping for some good Imperial intrigue stuff in Andor. It looks like we got a whole bunch of Imperial characters. Who knows how many of those faces are actually going to end up having like a lot of screen time. But the fact that the actor who plays Qyburn was in there as an Imperial has me really intrigued, because like watching Game of Thrones, I always thought that he'd be like a great Imperial character. So
yeah,
let's see where he goes.
I never thought I would be this hyped for the Andor series until like
dude, it looks so good.
There's so much grittiness. It's like Rogue One the series, and I'm fucking
volley. He will be brought in dead or alive. God. Yeah, no. It was an excellent way for us to have our reunion also, by the way.
Iconic.
Like the fact that we haven't seen each other in months, and then like not only did we get to hang out again, it was at like the most Star Wars-tastic place like ever.
It was so weird. Like part of my brain was still under the influence that like, oh cool, I'm gonna go back to Seattle, and like we're just gonna go back to like how things were before. And it's like
totally. There was a weird feeling of like almost taking it for granted though, like, oh, we're just hanging out, and then I'll go back and we'll see each other at the bar like a week from now.
Yeah. It's like no.
Yeah. No, it was a great little vacation from reality, you know. Great Grievous. Fucking Death Trooper props. And then the beer garden happened.
Dude, the beer garden was amazing.
I just reacted to all the trailers that come out so far for Celebration. We did it from the beer garden after a couple rounds, which may prove to be a mistake.
5 minutes later.
Andor.
Oh, man.
Andor.
Live. Yeah, see, exactly.
Live celebration reaction.
Oh man.
Yeah, that speaks.
Oh yeah, and from Dave's place where I was staying, we could see the the Disneyland, the Galaxy's Edge fireworks from his balcony.
They're expanding the park,
which was very cool.
They're like, no,
I dig it. I'll take more Star Wars.
No, we're tearing it down. They're like, no, we're just giving.
I didn't get into Mando Plus.
Tried to, couldn't get in.
Eyes peeled for any
Reservations
trailers
went
that
so
come out, and
fast.
I tried to do reactions to them from the con floor. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I'm just still super happy to be here.
Completely.
Got to be on the live show stage, picking my nose over Carboni's shoulder. This was cool. Got to see another Kyle Katarn. I was like, oh man, we got to take a picture.
Yeah,
and he was like, yeah, sure. But he was definitely like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm like, what is this? I was like, no, man, I want to take a picture.
Only knew. The only.
One of these years, I'm going to cosplay. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh shit, we went too far.
Yeah, we're connected.
There he is. There's Nerd Chronic.
Perfect.
Our channel editor,
stickers.
everybody.
Yeah, we were passing out stickers the entire week.
1/3 of his face reveal.
And it was like the greatest. It was the great, little piece of merch to give out with these various stickers.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh wow, we printed too many of these things. We're not going to give them all away. We ran out fast. It was great. Yep.
So right there, scorekeepers.
This is the Bosk and the Boba from Creative Force Films that were in that Scorekeeper and No Disintegrations fan film. We got to meet them, got to take pictures with them. That was awesome. I also got to meet Ray Kennex, who was Sakura in the Sakura fan film, and also Ahsoka in the Ahsoka fan film that came out a little while ago too. They're making another one, is what she said. They're making another one. Should be coming out soon. That continues the what if story they set up at the end of Sakura
For Ayla.
Yeah,
I dig it. I need to.
She was so sweet, man. She was so nice. She was like really friendly and like happy to see us. Yeah, no, the whole thing was just
so like going back to the Bosk and Boba photo for a second. So what's more hilarious about this photo is similarly to what was happening to the older Boba Fett with Katarn of like, oh yeah, no, wanting the photo at the same time. So we walked up to them being like, dude, your guys' bounty hunters look fucking fantastic. Can we get a photo with you? And then they were like, wait a minute, are you guys YouTubers? And we were like, yeah. And they were like, you guys did a reaction of our film. And we were like, what film? And they were like, Scorekeepers, like the one with the Bosk and the thing. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was just this whole complete like identity shift thing. Of
it was awesome. So of course we had to recreate the whole son of a cloner
fucking Predator handshake, man.
No, they yeah, easily one of my favorite fan films of all time, Scorekeeper. And No Disintegrations was dope. It was top of the line. We just watched it last night. That one's also really good. Yeah, no, he looks like, so good. It's easily like the best Bosk cosplay that I've ever seen. Definitely in person, but even like looking at pictures of them and like stuff, I think
so good.
I think it's the best one. It really is.
Like straight off the starship.
Geode. Yes. We found Geode and Court.
That's so
great.
cute.
Found them at the same time, and a tiny little Maz Kanata. Cy Snoodles giving me a kiss on the cheek. Don't worry, it was consensual. She asked first. She was like, "Can I kiss you?" And I was like, "Okay." And she just like stuck it
right on the face. Yeah, dude.
This is an important one. This is an important one. Yeah, no, Geode was so good. Geode was amazing. We had the best time, Spencer. We had such a good time. Yeah, you'll notice in all these pictures, I'm getting like progressively more and more sunburned, but I'm also getting happier and happier. It's a weird,
it's so true.
A weird combination to watch. These were dope. The Ninth Jedi,
yeah,
and then the chick from the first one, the duel
from the Ronin.
Yeah. With the sweet ass like saber copter, like saber parasol, I guess. No, that was awesome.
It was so good. It was so good.
Line for this the merch store right now.
Star Wars Celebration store. That's right. Trying to get that Dex Diner sign.
I'm gonna get that neon sign if it kills me, man.
Or that Chrysanthemum plushie.
Chrysanthemum plushie is important. Very important. Also, the Tuscan Zen Garden would be sweet too. I think it's on my list as well.
Which Katarn unfortunately decided against because he didn't.
I passed on it. I passed on the Zen Garden. I was like, you know what? I don't know where I'm going to put it, and Murder Paws will take a shit in it. But as for the Dex Diner sign, it was straight up sold out, which sucks. That was a bit of a bummer. Got to meet Claire. Got to meet everybody. Honestly, like all of these people from like pretty much everyone down my mutual list on Twitter, like everyone that I'm friends with, was suddenly there. It was amazing. It was like a huge reunion, even though we'd never met each other before.
Physically, yeah, no, it was so.
Yeah.
And what? Day 2 of the con. We just finished. We are heading to McDonald's, get some food.
Get them chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Oh man, this has been a total fever dream from start to finish. I can't believe all of the awesome people that we've met, all the fan film creators,
all the
content creators, cosplayers. Not to mention just all the badass booths and like exhibits and things like that. We were in the same room as Ewan McGregor today, and that's huge. Like that means a lot to us. Yeah. I don't know. Not too long ago, we were under the impression we would never get to go to this. So the fact that we're even here is just like
seeing all this stuff firsthand, and then tomorrow, even more stuff.
Yeah, we still got all of Sunday to go, and then Monday, Galaxy's Edge for the first time. That's gonna be amazing. Really can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Ironically, we didn't get chicken nuggets. We just got fucking big ass quarter pounders.
Right.
Lula! Yeah, dude. There's one of the photos. Fucking
Sam Witwer. That was a whole moment. He was just standing there like a pretty boy. It was pretty funny.
He's so he's so model-esque, dude. It's like, can you take a bad photo?
His face was unchanging. He just held the expression the entire time he was there, and they just like kept putting his arms around different people. It was great. Hell yeah, we did. Yeah, no, it was great. It was awesome.
I'm glad, Rianne. I'm glad you were able to meet the celebrity that you were wanting to meet. I don't remember what character they played, but yes.
And then, of course, we also met the big dog.
The Senate, man.
This is a photo that I took of the photo. Like, it's not a scan or anything. That's why there's like a little bit of glare on the bottom. But what I love about this photo the most is that Bendu looks kind of like stately, like he's meeting like an emperor, like a chancellor. And I'm like, I just can't contain myself.
You're meeting Santa.
I'm like, I'm like meeting Santa Claus. I'm like about to burst. Like the face of a man who could barely contain himself. I'm like, just keep it together. But you look like Valorum next to Palpatine.
Yeah. So they had like for half of the celebrities, a lot of them you were still able to like kind of meet face to face. For a couple of them, they had us behind the plexiglass, like a plexiglass wall, because it was
which is what that white stripe is.
the
Yeah.
the health and safety of the actors. But yeah,
Good.
Ooh. Santa Senate. Oh my God, that's exactly.
Yeah, no, it's too bad. It's too bad about the line, but I feel like it's in such a non-obstructing place that you could easily shop the line out. You know, you could make it happen.
We
You
didn't
could
try
fill
to.
in the
I
gap
can at
for those
least. I
logos.
can at least like try to make the line smaller for the digital versions, but like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's better. I mean, like, I don't know. We paid for the picture, but we also got the memory of it, and we know that we were there.
And this also gives us the follow-up in Star Wars Celebration 2024 that now we need to get Palpatine's autograph on this shit. We'll
Absolutely.
Hey,
I couldn't help it, by the
you
way.
in
I
line.
couldn't help it. I was trying so hard to like just look neutral, but like the smile just was going to come out. That's the face. That is the face of a happy man. This is like the happiest I'd ever been. That is Palpatine. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And he looked right at me. I made direct eye contact with the whole Senate, and I told him a joke, and he didn't laugh. And he just went, "Oh." He just kind of gave me the smallest little of acknowledgement, and then went on to the next thing. And you know what? I'll take it, and I'll treasure that shit forever, man.
Completely.
It was hilarious. It was a stupid ass joke too. I was all like, just so you know, like I voted for you for chancellor, so I'm a loyalist.
Yeah.
No, it was
so
not
good.
a very good joke. It was not a very good joke, but
No,
I'm sure he's heard it all. I mean, he's heard it all, man.
Brian Foster, there wasn't a whole lot of chance to have us between dialogue. Like the photographers were very much like trying to make it a cue.
They herded us through very quickly.
But as long as we broke eye contact with the photographers and we were like, hey,
pretended we can't hear them, and we're just like, I'm talking to you right now. Yep.
We're gonna have a 10-second like little thing. Like I know we can't have a full conversation, but like
he was so grandfatherly. He was so nice.
He was very grandfatherly. It was
he's very much like a gentle little old man. Like for some reason, just because he's the emperor, like I always thought he would be imposing, even though like he's next to Darth Vader and he looks tiny because everyone looks tiny next to Darth Vader. But like, yeah, he's like, I'm not that tall. You can see how much taller I am than him here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no. So totally, we have to get his autographs to you.
Definitely. I have my Palpatine Metallica shirt. I kind of want him to sign that as well.
Yes.
That'd be dope.
We'll bring silver Sharpies. Yes.
It was the first celebration. It was the first celebration for both of us, and man, it was so good.
It was just shit.
It was amazing.
It was like
all the stuff that we saw
gone better. You know,
honestly, like it feels like the Force like willed it into existence, all of it, because everything that happened almost didn't happen.
A super obscure cosplays that you would never fucking think of. The fucking CGI guy for Jar Jar. Like,
well, also just the basic issue of access. Like originally, the whole thing was postponed because of COVID. Only Saturday tickets were available, like resold, and so like I bought one and was like, have I been ripped off? Is this really a thing? Are they ever going to go back on sale? It was very uncertain. Like we started this year pretty certain that neither of us were going to go to Celebration this year. That it just wasn't going to happen.
It was a pipe dream.
And then like it was a pipe dream, yeah. And then it happened, and we actually got to go, and we were there for almost every single day. And Bendu wasn't going to get to go on Saturday; he was just going to be Friday, Sunday, and I was going to be Saturday on my own. And then he got in, fucking stealth check. He just got in there, and like the Force just let it happen. And so we got to be there. We got to be together for the entire time. And then the night before Galaxy's Edge, we're like, all right, you know what? We should probably buy these tickets, right? Because we're totally slackers. And it's Memorial Day weekend, right after a Star Wars convention. Of course, everything is booked up to the gills. And like we couldn't get anything. And then like tickets randomly became available, just enough for our group while we were like drunk at the Hilton bar. So we jumped on.
We were just hitting refresh over and over and over.
We jumped on the tickets and we managed to get in, except for Bendu. Bendu didn't get a ticket. And so he walked up to the booth and they were like, we don't have any tickets left. Like it's all booked up. And tell him what happened. Tell him what happened after that.
So it's like, okay. So I met this amazing family in line who unfortunately, so the mom of this family, it was the grandmother's like 90th birthday, right? And so they were meeting all the grandkids who are already inside the park. And so I'm talking to the mom and the grandma, you know, celebrating this 90th birthday. And then so I'm telling him what they're happy with, like, you know, like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm meeting my friends in there too. Like, this is the first time we've gotten together and such and such. And yeah, I'm just hoping to buy a ticket at the ticket counter. And then, like, as we're talking about it, the people in the booths are like, well, unless you have a reservation, we can't give any more tickets. And then I was like, oh, well, there goes my plan. And then so the mom was like,
all was lost.
You know, my daughter was supposed to come with us, but she had COVID and had to cancel. So we have this extra reservation. If you just hang out with us and say that you're our nephew, like, we'll get you a ticket. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And so, like,
I'm telling you, man, it's the will of the Force. The Force was like, these two are best friends and they need to spend all of that time together. And he needs to get into Galaxy's Edge. It has to happen.
Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, I was telling him too. I was
like, the biggest of shout outs to that lady, that 90-year-old lady, for letting that happen.
Yeah, and they were asking, it was like, oh, so like, are you wanting to do a park hopper? Like, are you just trying to do Disneyland? And I'm like, oh yeah, no, for sure. We're just trying to do Disneyland. Like, Galaxy's Edge is really just our focus. And then they're like, yeah, well, if you're just doing one park, so are we. Like, hop on board. And it was just, yeah, it was just pure divine.
It was so wholesome. Everything that happened was so fucking wholesome and positive the entire time. Yeah, no Jedi mind trick even needed because they were just nice people. That's really the takeaway that I have of the entire thing, is that and this is absolutely live, by the way, right now. Nice to see you. Is that, like, the experience was cool, the attractions, the big TIE fighter, the cosplays, but really what mattered was the people and making all of these personal connections face to face with other people that are fans. Like,
being humble.
It was extremely humbling, but like it was really like encouraging too, because, like, I don't know, I'm on Star Wars Twitter. I know a lot of people are on Star Wars Twitter, and it gets real contentious, and there's always arguments and feuds and drama. And I was a little bit nervous meeting so many of my Twitter mutuals at the thing, and everyone was so friendly and everyone was so, like, nice and happy to see each other and building each other up. And it was so the opposite of, like, the online vibe. And I don't know, it was really, really cool. It was really, really gratifying. And that, having said that, like, I don't think that my experience at the con should take away from or negate anyone who had a negative time there. You know, like, that's valid for them too. Like, I'm sure that there were some people that didn't have a great time at the con. I can only speak to my own experiences, and I couldn't have felt more welcomed. Couldn't have had, like, a better time, like, meeting all these people that have interacted with online before. I didn't get actually at even a single time, which is great.
Yeah, Jake 76, you're right. I just wish that I could remember people's names a lot quicker.
Should have taken a picture
with it. Just the heat of the moment. I was like, yeah, no, this is my aunt. No, like, I'm here with my great aunt. She's having, you know, her 90th birthday. It's fine. It was just
seriously. Well, that's the way of the Bendu, though. You know, if you tried to force it may not have worked.
Yeah, no. So here's the trick: you don't do the shifty eyes. You don't do the, like, oh well, like, you just don't break eye contact. You just don't. You know, don't hint at anything. Just be straight ahead and confident.
Act like you belong. Act like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Yeah, it was amazing. Richard J, thank you. Yeah, the Jedi cosplay was like a hodgepodge of, I mean, it was my Doctor Strange belts, but it was like a hodgepodge of things to try to make, like, some gray Jedi from the High Republic sort of a situation. So, but yeah. It
looked great. Yeah, it totally did.
Fucking fantastic. Like what Katarn was saying earlier, everybody was building each other up cosplay wise. Like, everyone was asking people for photos. Like, everyone was just like,
have such a love-hate relationship with the Star Wars fan community. But I was really feeling the love at Celebration. I really was. Yeah, Celebration. It's absolutely. It's a place where everyone could you can just sort of lower the defenses and just enjoy stuff together, because it's such a powerful neutralizing thing when every single person in the building has his automatic common ground. Like, just by default, y'all have common ground. Y'all love Star Wars. You know, maybe you don't love it. But everyone fucks with Star Wars at least a little bit. There's your common ground. Everyone is able to see eye to eye on one thing, and that's how friendships are able to automatically develop. You don't have to sort of, like, is this guy cool? Is he lame? Like, you're both lame. You both love Star Wars. Like, it's okay here. You know?
Yeah. And off the top of my head, yes, I do remember watching the Bad Batch season 2 trailer because I remember Genji being there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Right?
no, we reacted to it
That's
6
his
days
name,
ago.
right? Yeah, the Wookiee
Got
Jedi.
Gunji, yeah,
that's
it's got
right.
8,000 views. Yeah, I freaked out when I saw Gunji, man. He was one of my
Gunji,
favorite
not
parts.
Gunji. That's right.
One of my
Genji.
favorite. I've heard all kinds of different ways, man. I've heard Gungi, I've heard Gunji, I've heard Jungi, I've heard Junji.
But
think
it's not Genji though. Like I was
it's a U. It's definitely a U. It's Gunji. I say Gunji.
Mega with a helmet? Yeah, I don't remember a Mega
Yeah,
with
it's about time. I mean, it's not like a full face helmet or anything. It's
Yeah,
like a
that's
little,
what I
like a
thought.
little side deal. But no, it's cool. Yes,
It's
it's
cool.
about time.
We saw two, I think, yeah, at least 2 Omega cosplayers. One was adorable. She was literally like fucking 10 years old. And
There were some great
Yes,
cosplays of
Omega.
Omega.
And then there was like one other person.
Yeah, man, that would be so cool. I would love to see a Janata Teros cosplay. I've got the saber. I've got the purple saber. I'll give it to anyone that wants to be a green Twi'lek.
But yeah, I see a lot of you saying Buckethead for the name of Katarn's droid. That is pretty.
Oh
fun.
yeah, let me grab the
There's
little
a
guy so
Buckethead.
you guys can meet him.
Did you notice Cody? Yes, we did notice Cody in the Bad Batch trailer. He was the only fucking orange
we sure
soda
did.
looking motherfucker there.
So this is the little guy. He's a C series.
Yo, dude.
He's very cute.
He convinces me that I might have to build a droid next time, and I never thought that I would want to build a droid ever.
It was one of the most fun parts of the whole thing, honestly. Okay. It was great because like you got to choose the parts yourself. You got to choose which series you went with. You can do a mishmash.
Like
this one comes.
chip.
This is a C series body with R series legs. It's got regular astromech legs, and if I wanted to, I could get a little extender piece that brings the chassis down even lower, and then I could put an R5 head on it, or I could use it's cool. There's so many different ways that you can do the droids. But yeah, this is my little guy. He's very cute. He's kind of impetuous. The cool thing about it is that you can put in a personality chip, which changes his voice, but also kind of like how he says stuff. He's got a scoundrel chip in him. He's a bit of a rascal. Here's what his voice sounds like. But David put a first order chip in his droid, and his droid's a little dick, man. His droid's like, me. It's like
Excellent.
yeah, no, it's great. And yeah, the droids are great because they actually will talk to each other. They'll interact with each other if you put them down on the floor. Totally, they're totally like Furbies. Yeah, it's great. Wasn't that right? Do you like David's droid? Really? Well, that's not very nice.
Right, when you're first order droid.
Jesus,
yeah.
I didn't know he was going to say that on live on TV. I'm sorry, but he needs a name. Little dude needs a name, so throw him in the chat. Let's see what we got, because I think it would be cool if it could be some sort of a something like in Elite speak, like a typical droid spelled with letters and numbers. You know, like how Chopper is Chop. It's C1-10P.
That's true.
And the 1-1 forms the H. You know,
Quindon 75. I like where your head is at. Unfortunately, that droid name looks like Karen. So that.
Let's see it. Hello, my name is Karen. The arms are articulatable. Unfortunately, they're not remote control, but you can open and close the hands, which lets you put things in there, which is great. Yeah, you can put some contraband in those hands and then roll them down the hallway to someone. Or he can carry.
Oh my god, Devil Dog 22. That's pretty.
That's
fucking
Beardo.
great.
Beardo the 3.
Oh, Beardo.
What do you think of that name?
Bard?
Do you like Beardo?
No, he doesn't like Beardo.
That is. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was a very distinctly negative sound.
He needs a name like Helpy.
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 Yes.
Your hands are useless.
I don't think he likes that one. Helpy. I like Helpy. I'd rather have a Helpy. Conky. Oh, Conky's kind of cute, actually.
That's pretty cute. Conky.
What do you think of Conky, huh?
Is he singing a song?
That's pretty sing-songy. Yeah, maybe he likes Conky. Do you like Conky, dude? He's like, don't ask me again.
He's like, I'm gonna smack you in the face. Can you turn his head all the way around?
Almost.
Oh,
It's like a full 180.
gotcha.
See, what if? See, the problem is that if I named him Katarn, then he'd be like, "Hey, Katarn," and we'd both be like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
We wouldn't know which one of us you're talking to.
It's like naming your child Junior. Junior.
Chunk. Chunk is pretty good, actually.
Chunk's
I know you
cool.
wouldn't like that.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't like Chunk.
That would be his nickname. Gonky the Chonk.
Better than Chonky the Gonk. And you know I would have built a Gonk if a Gonk was available there.
Racist.
They like all the mechs, like the C series, R series, and stuff like that, because they all kind of follow the same philosophy of design, so you can switch out the parts. The Gonk is totally different. So
couldn't switch out shit for the BB units.
Well, that's true, but you can. Well, I mean, within the BB thing, you could. But
yeah, I think the astromech would be the better way.
Kyle, I get it. K1L3, nice.
Kind
yeah, like, no, Conky's pretty good. Conky's a pretty good.
Like a Momo honk from Avatar.
A Momo honk. Momo would be a good name for a B series. Yeah, totally. You're talking about the time clock Gonk. I really hope we get like a black series, or even at least a little Hasbro of that, so I can add them to the Gonk shelf. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, the one where they have to do the time.
Mm-hmm. They got to punch in and out with him. No, it was great.
Appa. Oh my god! If you named the droid
Joe.
Appa, are you fucking kidding me, Dr. Holocron?
Where?
Appa.
You scrolled all the way up.
It's down. It's underneath. It's underneath Jedi from Sam Garden.
Appa, that would be great. I feel like Appa's a great name for like a big old lumbering droid.
It's true. It would need an arrow on its head too. Little bastard.
That you heard that too? Okay, good. So put your hand down. You're blocking my face. There you go.
That was some very specific.
Andy, I like
storage.
It. Moby, I can dig Moby. I like Moby. Jarhead, that's pretty sweet. What do you think of Jarhead, huh? Okay.
That was too bootlicker. What was the one that we really liked? It was a Conky. Yeah,
Conky's pretty good. KKB, Kyle Katarn Bendu.
The KKB.
Oh, he's doing the bullfrog one again.
I was gonna say that was weird sound. What was that?
I think that's a pretty clear communication to me. He's like,
was that a fart?
Yeah.
How rude.
Yeah. See, Battle Droid over here speaks binary.
Exactly what did he say? What did he say?
Yeah, repeat it for the people, will you?
He said that on live.
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh, he's getting into it with the Battle Droid. Oh no. Ratchet? Oh my god. We'll call him Ratchet when he's acting up.
You are Ratchet, bro. You're like
doodaloo. Yeah, he knows.
Damn, that's quite the personality trip they put in this thing.
That's incredible.
My God, I'm really getting my money's worth. I'm not even pressing it anymore. Like, stop.
That's Ratchet. Droid fight. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Battle bots.
We should do that. Yeah, someone else needs to build a droid at Galaxy's Edge, and then start like submitting like diss tracks of their droid, and then I'll respond with a diss track that's all like
duct tape a knife to one of its claws.
Or yeah, no, someone like have their droid make a video, and then I'll react to it with this guy right here. And then eventually they can meet up. They can have like some public famous beef on the internet, and then meet up, and they're just like, "Hi, how you doing?" Because they're little Disney droids, and they actually just want to be friends.
Clanker actually would be a good name, Dr. Hall.
Chatty's not bad. You are a chatty little guy, aren't you? He's not a fan.
Yeah,
CHK3, cheeky. I like cheeky. Cheeky's pretty good.
Clanker might be too much of a derogatory term.
Which one?
Dr. Holocron suggested Clanker.
Oh, Clanker.
Like,
yeah,
but
we can't say Clanker. We can't say that.
We could call him Ratchet though.
Yes.
Like, look, little Ratchet.
It's bad. It's a bad word.
It's a bad word, man.
Cokey, because he's all like, I am full of drugs. I am a smuggling device.
He's
like
not.
Customs opens them up. He's just got like a couple keys in his chest.
Can you open some of his compartments?
You can open some of the compartments. For example, this one. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to take your parts off live on the air? He doesn't seem to mind. Okay.
He's like, show me off.
So open this front compartment right here. This is where the personality chip is stored, and they're color coded. The purple one is Scoundrel. I know that the first order one is red because I saw Dave put his in, but I don't know about the other ones. I know there's a blue one and a green one, etc., but I don't know what they are. But that's where that goes in the front compartment. The front arm is also articulatable and says several points of articulation, and you can't use it with the remote control, but you can have it out and about like this for posing and such. I don't know how to open this one and this one, but they both feel loose, like something is supposed to. Oh snap! Okay, so I just found a live opening of a new panel right here. It looks like there are more attachments that can fit in here.
Oh shit!
So I'm gonna have to figure out what else we can add to our boy here.
Because I know on the side legs they had the opportunity to add jet boosters, but also
yes, and he can put guns here and here, and he can shoot projectiles off of those.
Yeah.
I think
what about that center? What about that center?
I think there might be a bounty hunter chip actually. That's probably what one of them was. One of them was definitely like smuggler, and one of them was definitely scoundrel. Sorry, that's one that I have. And I think there was another one for Jedi. Yeah, the gray one doesn't seem like it wants. Oh no, the gray one doesn't move. That looks like that's battery accesses on the back. Yeah, so he's got a couple little compartments on him.
Having a Jedi droid would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. All like serene sounding.
Yeah. And then I could use color shift spray paint and like custom paint my droid.
Yes. I really want to do that.
You should see what little panels you could paint and like customize him a bit more.
It would be cool because he is a little bit nondescript on the body style. I kind of like that he's like nice and clean, but I would like to see him a little bit weathered. It would be cool.
You could put some Arabash on him, or like you could totally like take a stencil and spray on him a little bit.
Bane, that's not bad. I like that. Nerf herder.
Hilarious. Nah. That's not nice.
He's like, who you calling a nerf herder? R4DO radio. I like that. That's pretty clever too.
You could buy different panels. Yeah. Some of the panels were cool. Like I would just want to paint them my own.
That's true. When I was there buying him, I saw all the extra add-ons that you could get for him at the store. And I remember thinking to myself, being like, what a ripoff. I don't need all that extra stuff. I've got the whole droid right here. I'm not gonna care about it that much. I'm not gonna want to accessorize it. And then like 5 minutes later, they turned it on and I saw him do this for the first time. And I was like, he is my son. And I will buy everything in the world for him.
As soon as he was able to turn his head.
Yeah. As soon as he was like, it was like everything changed. It was like my brain chemistry changed. And I was like, I must protect this droid no matter what and buy him only the best.
Yeah.
Ochi is really stupid, but I really like that as a name. Like, I'm not saying the suggestion is stupid. I mean, like, he's a stupid character, but I like the idea of naming your droid after like the bumbling henchman fool of Ochi.
That's true. The child. Yeah.
Toad is not bad, actually.
Toad, that's pretty funny.
Because he's a C series. He's all small and stunted like a little toad.
That's pretty funny. TO4D. TO4D is a pretty, like, even saying it out loud is a pretty cool droid name. Yeah, this is our friend TO4D.
Personality of Aku. Maybe he does.
Aku from like Samurai Jack? What are you talking about?
He's like, watch it. Don't blow his cover.
Mando whistle. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, honestly, I might just give it an ink wash or something like that to get the raised detail and just leave it like that.
Yes. Use
something very, very, very like simple, you know.
Use the big brush.
Clamps. As a Futurama fan, I like that one a lot. Clamps. Well, you need to pick one, dude.
You do need to pick one.
You can't be a choosy
There's
little droid.
There's so many good suggestions. You need to stick with it.
Shorty's pretty good because he's a little C series. He's a little short guy. That's not bad. I like Shorty. Fordo, okay. Porg, R2KY, Rude Boy. I like Rude Boy. You are a rude boy. That was sounded like a theme
song. Was that? Yeah,
that sounded like a little theme song. What are you doing, man?
If we're gonna go with Murdoch, might as well go with Modoc.
Or Howdy, I guess if we're coming from Texas.
Yes, so
Murloc, more like. He's like a little blow all the time. He's a little Murloc. Man, there's so many good names. There's so many good names in here, and now we have too many. I don't know which one to choose.
Oh, he's singing. Yeah, exactly. Fucking Max Rebo. Yeah, dude.
I got it. Dr. Holocron, you gave me half of the name, and I got the rest of it myself. Max Robo.
Max Robo.
What do you think? You want to be Max Robo?
After Max Rebo?
Yeah, named after Max Rebo, but he's a Robo. He's a droid.
You have to give him something blue. Or we have to paint him blue somehow now. Why
all right, okay.
What the fuck? Swear it, droid, let's go. Smack. Don't say shit. You won't be
shit. What? No, you didn't. Max Robo out here talking mad shit right now, you guys.
Diss track coming out on Spotify soon.
All right, say goodbye to everybody.
My God, it's perfect.
Sorry, Battle Droid. You're going to have to come up with the diss track and send it back to him. I'm not in control of this anymore. This is taking on a life of its own.
All live in front of all of you. Yes.
Yeah, Max Robo. Okay, it looks like the name has been accepted.
Max Robo. Yeah.
Man, I don't know what it is.
The enemy nemesis of someone now. Like, oh, that plan would have worked if it wasn't for Max Robo.
It's totally a name that you like 80s villain into the sky. No. Skinner.
Stomper. Yeah.
I feel like Chopper, honestly, like, so there's something wrong with the C series astromechs in general. And that's why we haven't seen any in the original trilogy, bro. It's because the C series is janky as fuck. It's faulty. And the same reason why Chopper has a filthy mouth is the same reason why Max Robo is a useless little garbage can over there. Right. You can't hear me. It's okay. But like, yeah, there's a reason they probably discontinued it after only a few years of production because it just like had so many problems. And I think personality chips is probably one of them. Dude, also, we know like the whole thing about like if you don't give your droids memory wipes, they develop more and more personality, which is more and more fucked up the longer you choose to think about it. So like I recommend you don't.
You don't. You recommend not mind wiping your droids?
No, I recommend not thinking about the causality of developing a personality only when your memory stops getting wiped. Like, if you consider the ramifications of that, you can't really, in good conscience, continue to mind wipe your droids. Is what I'm saying. So if you haven't thought about it, don't think about it.
That's how that keeps them droids. It's what keeps them sterile and just personality-less the whole time. They got to reset every other day.
Intro music, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly, and that's why the practice happens. But the problem is that, like, once you realize what you are like doing, what you're culling, what you're stifling, basically, like it takes on like a different moral an ethical ramification too, you know?
Oh,
You're
because
essentially
like
you're essentially carving out what little
okay.
personality is built up in
That's
this
true.
droid, you know? And you're taking away any sort of agency or autonomy. And I don't know, it's the whole our droid's property is artificial intelligence. At what point does it count as life and sentience? Like these are things that we explore in a lot of different sci-fi, and we've kind of tiptoed around it when it comes to Star Wars. Like Star Trek got their hands dirty. Star Trek really like dives in a couple times about like at what point does AI have rights? You know, at what point are you a life form? But Star Wars, like I don't know, Star Wars pretends like the
property or a person.
Exactly. Like Philip K. Dick is a classic example of contemporary science fiction, really like getting in deep and like exploring these concepts, and some of them kind of feel uncomfortable. But like I don't know, Star Wars has never been willing to really take that plunge. They started to
Well, the
a little bit.
well, in the novels, yeah, you have to go back to
Yes.
the EU novels because they do.
The expanded universe absolutely dives into it, but like Star Wars as we knew it before, like
Shit.
on-screen Star Wars before the canon changeover and any new school Disney Star Wars, none of that has like touched on it. Like we got a little bit of like, and like it's weird too because it's almost like they're self-aware of the fact that they haven't acknowledged it, because we get L337 leading the droid uprising on Kessel in Solo, you know, and she's all about droids' rights and stuff. But it's like it's played as a joke, you know. It's played as a like comic relief. Oh, look at this droid, like trying to like protect other droids having rights. But like if you really think about it, like with limiting the like when you're consciously limiting the sentience of another organism,
the sentience of a creation of a sort. Yeah.
Can you judge it by the parameters that you established for that creature, or do you have to step back and see what its full potential is and then judge it by those parameters? You know,
I forget what's Narset Jin's race.
Narset Jin is an Arcanian.
Yeah, dude, the Arcanians are all about that shit because they're all about genetic manipulation and like
exactly. Yeah, everyone's a test tube baby over there. They like breed out imperfections.
Yeah,
which
like,
totally has its own like ethical ramifications, you know.
So yeah,
that would be super sick. I hadn't even thought about that, Dr. Holocron. Vinay being the creepy old wizard man, like attendant to Vader, who lives in his castle in Fortress Vader. We see him in the Lego Terrifying Tales. He's kind of like the
see him in Rogue One. He's like,
we also see him in Rogue
One. Is here for you, sir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We could totally see him, assuming that we go back to the castle again in Kenobi, since we've been at Fortress Vader already, you know.
I thought you meant like Veneer was an example of someone who like was a clone, or was an example of like someone who didn't have rights or something like that. I was like,
but speaking of clones, isn't it kind of a hilarious troll that they got Temuera Morrison to come back and play a clone, and it's not Rex or Cody? It's like fucking clone number. It's like clone number 7 from the 501st, just like hard up on the street. Like it was awesome, but it's like, what a troll, man. They knew that they like if anything leaks, I hope it's that Temuera Morrison is in clone armor out here, so people expect some huge fantastical scene, and it's just like one homeless veteran. That would have been a pretty good misdirect. If I was in charge of the set, I was gonna leak one thing, it'd be a set photo of Tem with the big beard, and they'd be like, whoa, is that supposed to be Rex? You know?
Is that Wolf? What the hell?
It was super sad. It was totally sad. And it kind of drives home the point that like Vader's so not Anakin. Anakin would have never let that happen to a member of his Legion. Probably would have like done something if he saw any clone hard up. The fact that it happened to a 501st
well, I don't know. A lot of the 501st got transferred into troopers.
Like but like the fact that that's the armor that he's wearing means that he rotated out from the 501st, which means that Anakin could have done something about it. And the fact that he just like let this happen, he doesn't give a fuck anymore. Like we've seen in the Clone Wars how deeply he cared about his troops.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, unidentified clone veteran. He's just some clone. Exactly.
Damn. That's rough.
That's a really good point. First time he actually wore the clone trooper armor for real, because it was all CGI in the prequels. Yeah, there were no physical clone armor like on set. That's true. Jake, just give it time. Just give it time. I'm sure someone's all over that and already like drawing up designs. They're 3D printing the beard right now.
Dude, again, look, like all the weapons and armor that we saw at Celebration.
Poncho, that sounds like a very Republic idea and not a very Imperial one, if you ask me. I feel like Republic VA services were the first to go. Sorry, what are you saying?
that 3D printing is completely like excelled in the cosplay world. Like all the Mandalorians that we saw, all the Republic Commandos that we saw, all the fucking
changed everything.
That we saw, like
that BD1, the BD1 puppet was completely 3D printed, and all the mechanisms were 3D printed to control it. Like, it's insane. It's insane how much stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
That would be cool. However, it would feel a little repetitive because the exact same thing happened in Twilight of the Apprentice with Ahsoka. I don't necessarily need to see it twice. Although it would be cool if we could engineer some sort of a circumstance where Obi-Wan gets to see Anakin's burned up face, where we get some actual eye contact. That would be dope.
That's true. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the only time that, well, no, we did get to see, we saw Anakin, we saw PTSD Anakin ghost when Obi-Wan was like walking through the field.
What do you think? What do you think that was? Do you think that was Obi-Wan just feeling haunted, or do you think that was Vader force projecting himself to the planet to fuck with him, or like?
Oh man, that was pure just horror. That was his conscience. That was his conscience standing there staring at him, and it just took because there's no rational reason for him to expect Anakin to look like that. Because the scene before that, he was hyper fixating on what Reva told him about Anakin not being dead. And then he was hearing all of the Order 66 voices and all the Jedi voices. Like, he would, not to mention, like, just how purely creepy that fucking scene was.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't in blue. He wasn't
super creepy.
Looked like a ghost. It was purely just angry, but purely restored Anakin in his brown robes. Just.
Did you see Battlestar Galactica?
No, I did not.
Well, for anyone that saw Battlestar Galactica, the way they deal with ghosts in the final season, especially with like, spoiler alert, with like, main character, and then just like Apollo turns around and then just like there's no one there, that's really what it felt like to me. It really gave me the Battlestar Galactica like ghost vibe when he was looking, and then suddenly just Anakin just wasn't there anymore. And like, we've seen ghosts in this, like you said, they're blue, they're glowy, like they're specific, and this wasn't that.
Yeah, not to mention that Anakin was first looking off at the distance. The fact that it was just Anakin's silhouette looking off at the distance, and then it just did that creepy ass fucking like look.
Dude, yeah, the ghost head turn, the ghostly ass head turn. We see it in every single episode of Ghost Adventures in the B-roll footage. They've always got some creepy old lady being like,
that wasn't a forced project. That was just purely Obi-Wan's psyche fucking with him.
I agree. I had seen theories. People had theorized that like Vader had just like astral projected himself the way Luke does in The Last Jedi, and I don't think that he would waste his energy on that. He's prepping for the fight.
If we do see Anakin's like actual face, I think it'll kind of be like what they did in Rogue One and kind of what they did in Episode 2, where we just see him in the Bacca tank.
Yeah.
We've
already seen his full face. We saw his full face in Episode 3.
That's what I meant.
A shot of it before they put it on, like we saw the whole thing.
We see the fucking eyes, dude. He had the Sith eyes, man.
No, it was incredible. It was incredible. It was
so, I have to watch it before tonight's episode.
I'm hoping more for a shot of Hayden and Ewan in their Clone Wars armors.
Like a flashback of that, yeah.
Something we've never seen in live action before. We've never seen those two actors. It's always been James Arnold Taylor and Matt Lanner when like the shoulder pads and like the Clone Wars armor is involved. Mm-hmm. Give us like the live action version of that. Like, how cool would that be? And then you could have Rex and Cody right in there with them. You could even bring in like Ahsoka for that scene. Like, might as well just to tie everything together. Like,
it would have to be a younger Ahsoka. Like, I don't know.
It would be. I don't think they would. I don't think they'd use Rosario. They would get like a 14-year-old. Like, they'd get like a short kid to do it because she would have to be.
Yeah.
But and then they could just like do the voice matching and have Ashley Eckstein do the voice in the flashback. The same way they have Sam Witwer's voice coming out of Ray Park at the end of Solo. Like
100%.
Yeah. 100%. I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even say these things out loud. These are the kind of thoughts I should keep to myself because it's never going to happen, and then everyone's going to be all sad. It would be emotionally amazing, but I also like I regret putting that out there into the ether because if it happens, if it doesn't happen, don't be disappointed. Yeah, okay, it's probably not going to happen.
No, we're gonna have like after tonight, there's only 2 episodes left, and we still have to watch Reva and Obi-Wan battle it the fuck out because
a de-aged anyone would have been like, oh, that's implausible. They're not gonna do that a couple of years ago, but now after Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian, like
young Leia.
I don't. They're the exactly like what, like there's no evidence that they won't. There's nothing that they won't do now. So maybe they will de-age everyone, and we'll get like they'll take like 10, 20 years off of Ewan and Hayden and just like make Tem look like he's Rex and Cody. Who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do? But yeah, I would have scoffed at the suggestion myself a few years ago. But having seen what these old nerd eyes have seen the last few years, like,
dude, the fact that like
I don't trust anything.
The fact that the weird footage of the desert fight that we saw that we were like rewatching over and over again.
Yeah, with the wire work.
The Vader force push with the wire, and we were like, is this real? Is this fucking real? And then we saw it. Like it happened. Like, yeah.
Legit.
Just crazy. You reading comments?
I am trying to find that clip.
Oh, the force push? Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it?
I wouldn't say this is the most brutal Star Wars show that we've had, Nick Palermo. I think Andor is probably going to really take that cake. If not, the Acolyte is going to take that cake. But, yeah.
Oh,
this
where
is
is
definitely
it?
the most like psychologically sad, I guess, for Obi-Wan, because like us as viewers and us as like growing up with the prequels and sequels, like knowing Obi-Wan Kenobi, like I think this is the most painful for us as viewers because we know all of the backstory, like we know everything about Satine. Like anyone who's
I think it's getting there.
They don't fucking know about Satine. They don't know about Darth Maul coming back and all of that shit. Like there's so much missing out there.
In terms of emotionally brutal, there's a lot of stuff in the Clone Wars like that they could bring in, but right now I think like physically we're getting there. I think that what happened in the village was maybe not as graphic as the hallway scene of Rogue One.
Oh my god, yeah.
Vader. At the end of the show, we will have topped it. We will have topped it.
Snapping necks as he fucking went, dude.
Snapping children's necks, not even just necks, children's necks.
That whole scene was like Paranormal Activity, dude. Like
the show has been very heavy on the violence against children, and it couldn't have come at a worse time, just timing wise. And that's nobody's fault. All right, nobody could have anticipated that happening. But like, man, it does get tough to watch. It really does. Like the fact that they started off with Order 66.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they depicted it the way that they did.
She was badass. She
was.
Kung fu and like all the amazing saber action to deflect the blaster bolts. Like she was on top of it.
I've seen people criticize the choreography in that scene, and that's how I know y'all are talking crazy because that was so good. That was amazing.
It was so clean. It was so. Oh, dude, she was phenomenal.
Like, she died a goddamn hero. She died a goddamn hero, and she went out like a badass. Like honestly, she was saving those children. One of which is totally Reva. It's totally Reva. Like going back, they even give that like only 2 kids get speaking lines, and one of them is the little black girl. It's totally Reva. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I rewatched all of Kenobi today. I was like, I need to take it easy. I got the day off, so I just sat on the couch and I watched all 3 episodes of Kenobi, and then I watched a couple of old Ben scenes from A New Hope as well. I just like took it all in, so I'm all ready for tonight.
Something that's been really bothering me is like there's a lot of people on the internets that have been like, so like how is this happening at the same time as New Hope, or like how are they rewriting stuff that happened in New Hope? And it's like they're not.
They're not. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Like nothing. Like the only thing that Vader and Obi-Wan really say in A New Hope to each other is like, your powers are weak, old man. Like. Which could have been
I've not felt since, and he doesn't even finish the damn sentence. So you don't know when since. We get to decide when since making the things.
Yeah.
And he just says you should not have come back. We don't know where he's talking about. Come back to where? Come back to Vader. Come back to the Death Star. Even like who? Who the fuck knows?
Dude, Vader's sentence, like the exchange between them of like, "What have you become?" And Vader's like, "I am what you made me."
Love it. Such a good line, dude. Such a good line. Like that's easy. Like that already went up there on my list of Vader lines, like top 10, easy.
I am.
And like I called it during the reaction. I was like, this voice sounds so good. It sounds too good. This can't be real. It is James Earl Jones, but there's got to be some technology at play here. And I was right. It's the re-speecher, just like Mark Hamill's young voice in the man. And it sounded better here than Book of Boba Fett, I thought. There was way more emotion and way more nuance, like in the line reading in themselves. Like it actually was like some passion in there. With Book of Boba Fett, Mark Hamill, the CGI Luke sounded very flat. The dialogue which I guess works because he's very serene and he's this Jedi master, and everything he says sounds just like this. And this is the only way that I know how to talk because I'm a computer. But Vader actually had like some expressive, like, you will die if you fail me. Like there was actually like emphasis in there and emotion. And so that's why I was like, it can't be Reese Beecher. That's got to be a person. That sounds like a person. And they just blew my mind, man. They kicked my ass. And Reese Beecher, it's terrifying. Like in all the best ways. Like it's so exciting. But like also it's like, man, they can just make anyone's voice.
I'm pretty sure it's James.
It is James Earl. It's James Earl Jones feeding his voice into Reese Beecher, and then Reese Beecher is spitting it back out as like a doctored James Earl Jones voice.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's why he sounds like younger than he does in A New Hope, like on par with A New Hope. Just like 6 years ago in Rogue One, you could hear the age in his voice. You could really hear it. There was one line that he said that you could absolutely hear. An Imperial facility openly attacked. That's what he says. I remember. And when he says that line, he's like,
yeah.
There's a little bit of just like you can hear the age. You can hear that larynx is a little stretchier than it used to be on like the last part of it. Do I agree that they should go back for Rogue One and Vader? No, I don't think. I think that Reese Beecher is a great thing to use for future performances. That's fine. Use it responsibly. Keep your hands off of performances that have already been created. All right. James Earl Jones came in and he laid down Vader in Rogue One and he nailed it. And he did the best that his voice is possible to do. Don't fix it. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. It's good enough. You know, I say that like it's the same argument that people had against using CGI going back into the special editions of the original trilogy. You know, we didn't need Greedo to fucking fire first. We didn't need to hear Jar Jar go "We's up free" during the ending. Like there's all these things they added in that we didn't really need. You know, like Jedi Rocks, for example. I love it, but we didn't really need it. And Star Wars just has this bad track record of inventing awesome technology and being like, oh, this is awesome. Can't wait to go back and retroactively ruin the things I've already created with it.
Yeah, but thankfully they only
leave your creations alone. Use it for new stuff.
That's true.
That's how I feel about Reese Beecher. Use Reese Beecher on future stuff if you want, but keep your hands off of performances that have already been like set in stone because they're awesome. I love the performances in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It is an iconic line. You're right.
Kay and Keeger, Rogue One takes place like a few months before A New Hope.
Yes.
Actually, literally it takes place the day before New Hope.
Yeah, it's right before New Hope and 1 year after Rebels.
Yeah.
It's a whole year after Rebels, though. Yeah.
Because Leia is still a teenager in Rebels. And then
Leia's still a teenager, and she's like 19.
Like 19, yeah.
Ezra's like 17, 18 at the end of Rebels, and then Leia's 19 in A New Hope. So yeah, it would be a year later.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sure that like they didn't go through the liberation of Lothal, lose Ezra and Thrawn to the space whales, and then 1 week later it's the Battle of Scarif. Like that's just too busy of a timeline. I'm sure that there's a lot of time in between there. You know. We were not on set during the filming of Kenobi. No.
Oh, we were gifted. We
were gifted the crew coins for Kenobi, though. Yeah, by Skip Torvinen, who is the prop master. He created the props for the show, and he's the one that made them as crew gifts, and so he made some for us as well. It was awesome.
Yeah,
and we also met Tom Howard, who was the lighting control guy for Kenobi and for a couple other shows, and he gave us challenge coins as well. I actually got that one right here.
Yeah, we just keep that one in the plastic case because it has some light blue enamel paint on the Kenobi.
Yeah, it's real nice.
So it's like it's better to keep that one pristine. Yeah,
it's a nice coin, and then it's got lighting control on the back.
Yeah,
and then the other one is a lot more like rough spun, and it looks more like a prop. It looks more like an in-universe coin, which is the point. This is Kenobi Props Department in Orabesh, and then it's got the Joshua tree on the back there, which was
the twin suns.
Not only the trees that we saw all over the desert in that planet, but it's also the working title of Kenobi. They called it that while they were working, which is awesome. We saw Fweedy. Yeah, you did. You really fucked that up, and then you made me read it, and then I fucked it up, and now you made me look like an asshole. So, thank you for that.
Not you were just reading it as Reddit. You were just telepromptering that shit.
Congratulations. Yeah, I just fuck it. I'll do it live.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Vision season 2. I heard the announcement. I haven't seen a trailer.
I don't believe there is one yet. I don't think there's a trailer yet. There's just the announcement, but I
Okay,
can't wait. I can't wait. Visions was so good. We like easily that's some of the Star Wars we enjoyed the most this year, like for sure.
It was so beautiful.
Can't wait for more. Can't wait for more gonk droids serving tea, like the teapot on top, like astromechs with stupid little straw hats. Like I'm here for it.
Launching rockets out of it to protect its Sith Hunter master, dude. Yeah.
And the Ninth Jedi. Ninth Jedi needs a continuation because that story is so dope. The way like the blade changes color depending on your true nature. Like, oh, that was sick. The reveal, they all turn their lightsabers on and it's just red everywhere.
It's so fucked up.
Old man hiding inside a droid. Speaking of old man's hiding inside a droid, Ned B.
What the fuck?
Ned, have you not heard that rumor? So Ned B, 5 Ned B, the big old Master Chief looking diaper butt droid, the lifter from
you think it's
Kenobi.
A dude in costume? Well, I mean, obviously it's a dude in costume.
There's a theory that it's a character in a droid costume in universe.
Interesting.
And that's why his movements are so like, and that's why he can't talk.
Huh.
Someone even said that it's Wrecker from Bad Batch hiding in a droid, which A, that's hysterical. B, no. There's no way that Wrecker's hiding inside a fucking droid. That's too ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ned B is
out with them randomly.
Who is Ope? That's the question. The way he was standing there, not talking, and then he had like the big ass hammer in his hand, like behind his back. Dude, that was terrifying.
He was
terrifying.
Ready to skull bash, dude.
Star Wars has always been big on the action, and like I feel like Kenobi's really bringing it with the suspense in a different kind of way. Like I feel like Andor is gonna have a lot of suspense too, because it's all like spy intrigue.
It's gonna be so espionage-y, dude.
But like everything before Rogue One felt very like, okay, here we go, like John Williams time. Let's run down the hallway and shoot people. And in this, it's like, oh god, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. It's here. We're gonna die. Like, and that's a new feeling. That's a new Star Wars feeling. Like we haven't gotten all this like super suspenseful vibe in a long time. Yeah. I'm digging it. I'm digging the new soundtrack as well. It's very much a departure. It does not sound like John Williams at all. Like you could tell that musically, they're trying to make Kenobi its own thing. They're like, they don't want you to have too many vibes from the prequels. You get some visual stuff, but they don't want you to feel the atmosphere of the prequels. This is a new time in the galaxy. And I think the music's supposed to be a little jarring, a little uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you a little bit on the edge,
Yeah, because it is the dark times.
Exactly. These are the dark times. I can't wait to see what happens, man. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Season 2, I don't think there's been a season 2.
I haven't seen Bubba.
For Kenobi. I haven't heard anything.
I don't think there's gonna be. Yeah, no, that was shared on social media. It was like, I think that's one of them rumors that kind of went crazy. But I don't think that they've been renewed for a season 2. I remember them outright saying that it was a limited series and there was no plans to continue it. Months ago, they said that.
Oh,
the story said that it was based on the fact that like there was really high viewership, like Disney Plus, like it's the highest watched Disney Plus premiere of all time, which is cool. I feel like they all have been in like successively, But no, I don't think. Yeah, it's a rumor. Exactly, TIE Fighter. Brady, it's a rumor. I don't believe it either. And if we do get some sort of a continuation, it's going to be like a small movie or like a comic or some sort of like non-screen continuation. Because that's what happens when they have like a Star Wars property. They don't want to make more on-screen stuff about it, but they've got a ton more lore to drop off, as they'll make like a comic to go along with it.
It's true.
Like the Poe Dameron comics, for example, add so much to his character and really flesh out his entire squadron, and they go on adventures, and you learn who all the pilots are, and reasons to care about all the random. You get all these reasons to care about all the random people that are in the cockpits around him in those dogfighting scenes in the sequels. But like if you don't read the comics, you don't get any of that lore.
Yep.
But it's considered like extra credit, It's like
and then you watch Rise of Skywalker, and they're just like, nope, he's a spice runner.
He's a spy. Well, I mean, like, and you could still have that happen. He could still be a spice runner before the comics start, because the comics start with him being like a full-ass adult military pilot already. So, like, could be he was a spice runner before that. But like, you see his squad mates die, and like, why would you care if you hadn't read the comics? The comics are the real. Like, the only reason that you would care is because you were given the background on their relationship, and that's a fault of the movie. The movie should have spent more time on that, but at the same time, Like, I don't know. Star Wars comics will always give you something cool that you didn't see before in an existing piece of Star Wars. And that's what's awesome about them.
Tis true. Tis true.
Honestly, it's because the Jedi's ability to see the future and even to experience the Force around them has been slowly and steadily clouded over time. And unbeknownst to them, but that cloud was emanating from the Emperor, from his location on Coruscant. So it's hard enough for a Jedi in that day and age to be able to sense what's going on in the mid-rim, let alone the core at the center of that clouding and corruption. She just simply couldn't feel the Jedi in that area, you know? And it had happened so gradually, they didn't even notice that they couldn't feel certain Jedi in like certain spots.
True.
It's like when your arm goes numb all of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, my arm's got numb. But if it slowly goes numb over like a course of a few hours, you're not going to notice it until you try and reach for your coffee and then it spills all over the floor, you know, like, because you can't tell when it's in its passive state. And that's kind of the way that I view like their connection to the Force. In its passive state, they were clouded so gradually that they didn't even realize it was happening.
Yoda was the only one to do it because he's 800 years old and he just has that experience.
Yes. The dark side clouds everything. And Yoda, even with his 800 years of experience, was only able to barely perceive it. He wasn't able to do anything about it or even like think of a solution. He was just like, oh, I know that that's there. And that's it.
And he just like had a heart attack. He was like, oh God, why is my chest fucking trying to kill me?
Oh, it's getting late.
Yeah, it's true.
Jake, bless your soul. Thank you for tuning in, man. Have a good night. Get some sleep.
You're probably gonna
go get late.
Go get late. It's true. Yeah. I mean, similarly,
the Jedi were bamboozled.
Similarly, we should be calling this one out as well because we need to prep ourselves for this.
Yes. It's going on an hour now. We've only got so much time left. Just for the sake of answering a Twitch question, because I don't think we did any. Sorry about that, Twitch guys.
No,
from Adam2345, are you surprised they didn't announce the casting for Thrawn or Ezra at Star Wars Celebration? I am, and I'm not. I'm
hinted at it.
I'm surprised simply because they had hinted about it, and therefore I'm like, well, it's kind of common knowledge now, guys. You might as well confirm it for everybody. But at the same time, there were so many other reveals going on that I understand them not. And I think that at this point in the game, it's so late. I think that their game plan is to like let the reveals happen in the episode, you know? Let it be like this big point of conjecture right up until Thrawn steps out onto the scene and we're like, oh my God, it's him. He is Thrawn. Like, and that would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool to get that experience for once. It sucks for people like us that are like always looking for new news and leaks and rumors and stuff like that. We get all that production information, so we know pretty much who everyone's playing before the thing comes out. And that does take a little bit of the surprise away. Like, I've seen rumors about who O'Shea Jackson Jr. is playing in Kenobi, and I'm deliberately like not paying attention to them so that I can have some vestige of surprise, not just for the sake of the reaction, but also for my own experience as a viewer. I want to be surprised at least a couple times, you know?
Yeah, like finding out what the fuck dude's name from fucking Scrubs was the
Zach Braff.
Scarface bootlicker dude. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Zach Braff did a great job though as that guy, I will say. Nice. That's some dedication. I am most definitely going to take a nap like as soon as this is over with and then wake up at like 11 my time. Because like, I don't know, I always make the same classic mistake of like getting up way too early and doing a bunch of like intense like exertion and like getting myself tired by like 8 or 9 in the morning. And then I have to stay up all day and then react to midnight. And I'm like, I'm not going to yawn. I'm going to be awake this time. God damn it. I was yawning during episode 3 because I was like still jet lagged from the flight and like I stayed up all day instead of sleeping like I should have. So now I'm going to take care of myself this time. And I can't wait for the episode, man. I'm expecting it to not be super action heavy this time around just because we got so much last time. I think we're going to get a lot of like exposition and like plot reveals and maybe a flashback while he's unconscious even. Like, it could be cool.
Anything that's given, I'm here for.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter what they do, I'm gonna be just gratified to be getting new Star Wars.
So you know that they're gonna put everything. They're gonna put everything in those last 2 episodes.
Yeah, you're right. We're over the hump.
Anything that happens tonight is just gonna be the premise and the build up.
No, but if we, I don't think we're going to get the showdown. But if we are going to Jabim, maybe we'll get Qui-Gon Jinn, Quinlan Voss, which would be amazing.
Oh,
and if we get Quinlan Voss, what if we got a rematch between Quinlan and Obi and Cad Bane? Somehow, what if Cad Bane shows up and he's like trying to catch the Jedi, and we get 2.0 of that fight from the Hunt for Zero in the Clone Wars? Oh man, that would be insane.
That'd be fan service.
I know the feeling. You're a good dad. No, that's the way to do it. I had to like wait 24 hours for Bendu for the first episode for the premiere.
Yes,
so
sure.
like, yeah, no, I totally know how that goes.
It was similarly, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's time for us. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming into the podcast today. We had a really good time. Tune in. We're going to have some special guests joining us later on the month, talking about the following episodes of Kenobi. I really can't wait for that. Some of them are going to be pretty exciting. It's
going to be amazing.
Yeah, no, you guys are gonna love it. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. That's all we got for the podcast this week. Stay tuned. 7 PST every Tuesday we go live to discuss Kenobi, discuss what's going on in the world of Star Wars fandom. Thank you all for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.